We're going to go Sparky here, and we're looking at Final Fantasy X-2 here. It's the continuation or sequel to Final Fantasy X. More of a separate game all on its own. And it continues with the girls about 2 years later, roughly. Started. I've wanted to do this game for quite some time. I'm a big fan of the Final Fantasy series. I actually enjoyed this game playing this game, even though it's a little different than some of the other Final Fantasies. It did have elements that I really enjoyed. We'll get a chance to look at some of those here soon. This one is kind of getting into the character introduction, showing us where Uni is now, or Yuna. She is not really doing so much of the summoning or priestess stuff anymore since Sin is defeated. She's gone more into being a pop star or an icon or idol. And right there was kind of a little foreshadowing, a sense, or introduction to the difference of 10-2, which is also something I enjoyed. In past games, your character was usually kind of set on the class that they were, black mage, warrior, monk, white mage, whatever it kind of be. 10 had the nice ability with the spear to kind of move around, so everybody could kind of gain the same abilities and spells. They just started in different locations. But with this, everybody has dress spheres, and those dress spheres are your class. So you can simply just change your clothes and then have access to your different skills, which was really nice. So mid-battle, you can kind of switch from being a warrior to a black mage and back if you need to. It's not as convenient as just having necessarily everything at once, but they did make some unique abilities with changing between the dress spheres that we'll see later. But it's really more focused on the girls, and like I said, their skills and stuff. They're hunting down the spheres that we saw in the first one, or in 10 that we saw held memories and stuff. But here, a little different. I had initially thought that it all had kind of maybe focused more on being for females, but I think they just used the females as a centerpiece of the game. It was made a little bit easier in a sense, so that I think newer players can kind of jump in, follow along, not get lost as easily. But there was also the hardcore gamer abilities of being able to miss a lot of cutscenes or miss a lot of items that you had very limited time and opportunity to gain. You get to see all of the dance moves. This should, I thought, go into a battle right here.
Hey, give
I know it does.
Boys, want in on this number? Then show me your moves.
Think you can keep up?
Alright, first battle of the game. We're going to use the sword play, and we're going to steal. And then the other thing that was nice and different about this is, wow, was kind of this turn-based time meter that I like. You You no longer have to actually wait for, you know, the enemy or your next, you know, opponent or your next teammate to go. Everything's kind of built on your own little time meter, so you go as fast as your turn dictates. The meter might, you know, be shorter or longer depending on whether you attack or use a skill or use an item. We can see that there at the bottom right, so you can, in a sense, kind of speed through your turn or have it take longer, rather than some of the old ones where it was turn-based, where you were just stuck waiting for that next character to act. Trying to steal again, I don't be anything, you know. Let's go back into another attack. We can get these chain attacks if we do them quick enough for a little extra damage. Hold it for a second, and then by the time there's together, it might work a little better. She already died anyways that way.
I could have danced all
And these are such low level, these kind of things aren't going to make a huge difference. But as we go on further, you know, every little extra piece of damage helps. Alright, now it's time to chase the imposter. This comes into one of our nice little pieces here at the beginning about exploration and really making sure we're doing it. Oh, I should have tried to steal. I mean, I don't like to steal if it's going to take more time, which is usually the case. This is what it's going to do. However, those extra items could come in handy later. Got through, alright. So here is going to be one of our first little important details to catch. On this dock here, I call it dock number 2 because it's the second dock that we see. It's actually the first one that you can even go on. I think in the book it's called dock like 3 or 4 though or something, so be cautious about that, but it's, just know that it's the second one. And it's the first one that you can actually walk on. But there'll be a very specific person that we're looking for. That'll enable a cutscene down the road if we want to. Plus it also heals us. A few more extra goons coming at us here. I think I could increase the speed on that, so we're not spending as much time through this. Ooh, Phoenix down, that's handy. Definitely adds a little bit of time doing the stealing, but Pain can one-shot him, so I don't mind. So it kind of happens in the same round, even though rounds aren't really the same now that we have the time meter as well instilled. Right here, we need to talk and click on this person. It will allow a cutscene down the road, but more importantly, to it all, less importantly, it heals us. So probably even I learned a skill there, but we won't get into that until a moment here. We just don't really have the ability for it. I again forgot to check my setting here. short and fast. Alright, heal again. And that's really about it. It's the only like optional, out of the way in a sense thing that you could kind of miss to my knowledge, and you know, to the strategy guide I'm using as well. The official strategy guide I'm using. Alright. The budget grenades and stuff can also be sold. I've never really had any kind of issue with money in this game, especially because Rico gets a pill for Gil later anyway, so you can just keep stealing gold right off your enemies. But you never know what happens. Every playthrough is a little different. So if you need extra gold,
You're too slow, little girl.
you could sell what you steal.
Show's over!
Youch.
This way.
Alright, finally the team is together.
Where's the imposter?
These are going to make sure I steal from these guys, see whatever I get. Silver glasses, very nice. And iron bangle. Eh.
It cannot be.
No.
Feel like taking a spin?
Alright, and that was good.
Takers keepers. That's quite enough, sibling boys. Persistent, aren't you? My grid. You give us that Uni's garment grid right now. Didn't you girls ever learn to share?
Give it back.
So that's the two different
Very
things.
well.
There's our dress spheres and garment spheres. I'll get into that a little bit more in a moment.
But it won't be yours for long, love.
Just know that the dress spheres go on the garment grid. Oh, it's probably going to make us. Like I said, I'll dive into a little bit more about this in just a minute. Doesn't really give us full options or access to everything. It just kind of shows you that it's here. What we're doing though is we're switching from one class to the next. We've just gone from the gunner to the dancer. Dancer's kind of like a bard. There's like kind of buffs, debuffs, damaging through song, through dance. Try to get a power break if I'm going to be so lucky. Yeah, I did the stealing already.
Worm.
You can throw yourself a potion if you need here or there, but I usually don't find myself needing them in the beginning here.
I won't let you off so easily next time. Get back here!
Oh, this will be far from the last time we see her. Or those two. Alright, on the team. Now I completed a mission. The game works kind of in missions and chapters. You'll be sent out. Almost anything you do will be a mission. You have free roam, but when somebody wants you to do something, when you go on any kind of event or...
Something happened.
I don't want to actually say have any cutscene because that's not the case, but most of what you do, like you'll go to an area, you'll talk to somebody, get a cutscene, do a mission.
You sure looked like you were enjoying yourself.
With enough of the right missions, then you proceed to the next chapter.
Just took over.
That can happen when you use the garment grid. The emotions of the person recorded in the sphere pass to the user.
Isn't that dangerous?
I can't really say.
But it's your invention.
I'm just a kid.
Dance, Luna. I want to see.
It'll cost you.
One moment.
She's kidding.
What? You dance? Looks secretly. Goblins. Doing kuditok.
That's because we are going. The pirates are so explorers might be better. We will go into the creature creator later. That is not something I'm going to look into right now. But this is the sense of free reign.
I look up to her as a sphere hunter, and also as a friend. I still don't know her very well. She's not exactly the talkative type. I heard she joined the Gullwings shortly before I did. Riku doesn't know much about her either.
What now?
This is our replacement to Lulu. I would have liked to have seen Lulu instead, but her and Waka.
Still analyzing.
Greedy.
Buddy and brother are old friends. Buddy says he was aboard Sid's airship with us 2 years ago. When I told him I didn't remember, he seemed disappointed.
So we also have all the Albed primers. There's 21 right there. You can bring yours forward from 12 if you have them. I'm not doing that.
Has my talking gotten better?
He really has improved quite a bit. He told me that he practiced just so that he could talk with me more.
Perfect. This kind of explains the search for those. Alright, 19, 3, and 17.
Let's go!
Also going to give you this in the international or updated version. That was not there in my first playthrough when I was young.
Having fun? You bet.
Yeah.
It all began when I saw this sphere of you. At least, it looked like you. I couldn't say for sure. I thought I might find more spheres like it if I joined the Gullwings, so I did. Oh, in case you're wondering, the Gullwings are sphere hunters, and sphere hunters are, well, this. We fly all over Spira. I'm really enjoying myself. Glad to hear. For a while there, I was starting to feel like a kid. Don't be silly.
Yeah, so in a sense, you're basically just flying around picking up all the treasure that you didn't get from 10, using only the girls.
I know everything.
Alright.
Shinra's I'll bet. He's a real whiz kid.
You definitely want to talk to everybody. It's very important, but what's important here... Remember how to figure out how to get into it. I think it's in here. And then the garment grid. You have to, you can spend your own time figuring out anything else, whatever, but it's very important you go into here. Because I believe it's this one that she gives us, yes, the Vanguard garment grid. So it'd be nice to start off with another one. This is where I'll start to explain, I mean, obviously as she is doing in the bottom left to explain the garment grids. The garment grids are is a grid to set up your different spears on, or your different classes. These are the different classes that you can choose to select at any time while you're in battle or using that grid. Some of them are limited, like this one you can really only put 5 different classes on. However, at this point it looks like we only have 4 anyway, which I know is not true. I had others. There are effects, though, that it's kind of talking about. So each grid has different stuff. And the key or legend here is over in the bottom right. So you can see as you pass from warrior at the top to dancer, or songstress, to the left, we pass through the yellow circle, and that yellow circle is a strength +5. So when you change through that garment grid, or change through that, you'll actually gain a +5 to your strength. So it can be very advantageous how you move around and where you place those dress spheres on the grid itself. I was just talking about being able to rearrange them, remove them, auto. Most of the time we'll probably auto it at first, but as you get a play style and a preference or what works better, you'll want to go in and tweak them and move them around and really utilize the efficiency of those bonuses or the synergy of those bonuses. And each character can have their own garment grid. Everybody will share garment grid and dress spheres, but you still have to go set them up individually. And there we go. So it's very important to set these when you have them. And you can always change them and have them different. But I like to set them up because once you set them, they have to be used that way for all the characters. But you can then again switch it at any time. Well, this just doesn't have anything on it, so I wouldn't be using it. I have to actually put it on. I'm just going to auto, but I'm going to rearrange. We're going to put the festival one in the middle. And I like that. And then with this one, we have to add the rest of them. And it gives us a warning, which is fine. We can rearrange. So, yeah, this one has 6. There we go. But there's no bonuses between moving to each of them. However, the difference here, which is nice, is as the festivalist, I can move to the gunner, the songstress, or the warrior. So that's very nice and very handy. I am going to rearrange this because I'm not sure if I want the war. I think I'm actually going to do the warrior in the middle, just because that's a power play, physically. Double check, triple check. Oh yeah, that's right. I like that. I worked that. And I think I'm okay with that too. Alright, so now I need to check, because I move things around, I kind of have to choose like their starting location. Or I still want to start. Oh wait. Start as the warrior, because I move the location. See what I... Equip. There we go. I'm actually going to try to swing her into the festivalist at first. I just want to see where that is. I might change that. While we're also here, let's focus on accessories. I think I have one for each person. These aren't anything elaborate. I'm just putting them on so there's something rather than nothing. You know, a little help's better than nothing. Alright. Now, the other thing I want to go and check and show and point out is the actual dress spheres themselves. Maybe this finish, no. Are the abilities of the dress spheres themselves. So we'll look at the Festivalists for her. And we can see what they do. Cure users of status ailments, restores. It's kind of nice. I get my healer right off the bat. Or soon. What I actually have off the bat is attack and inflict fire damage. I like the sound of that. So this one highlighted shows the next one that I'm going to be learning. And basically after 30 attacks or so, 30, that being the mark there, 0 out of 30, I will then have mastered it and then have the ability to use it. I'm just trying to see if there's anything different. Guards against silence would be pretty nice, but there are. Like, it's an ability, not a spell, so I have to be aware of that. I think I am going to skip this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Go back to the Templar. I wanted that one there. After looking at the Festivalists, I've changed my mind and want to equip her back to the Gunner. I like the Gunner. I think it's powerful if you know how to use it right. I don't use it right, but I still think it has some power in it. Going back, though, to the abilities, with the Gunner now, as one that's different, and this is only for the Gunner ability for Yuna, we can see that she has mastered the attack and mastered the trigger ability. We're working on the pop shot, which will just damage one enemy. I've got 2 out of the 20 for it. These ones are actual, actions. These ones down here are more like passive stuff that are just there. So that's up to you on how you want to play and develop your character. Go into the Thief. Just working on borrowed time. I do want to switch that one because I like to switch that to first strike so that she gets to attacking at the beginning of battle. Again, the battle's over quicker and more damage done first. Or not necessarily more damage if the damage is done first. She's in the warrior. I've already got the power break, which is really fine with me, so working on anything else is okay. But I do kind of like the SOS protect or an armor break. We'll just go with the flame tongue. I'm already over halfway there. Alright. That is enough of that. We've talked to everybody here on the bridge. Let's save my game. Start fresh on some of these. Save over everything. 1 will be my beginning save, and then 2 is going to be more like a temp save that I use throughout. In here, at this moment, there's nothing on the deck. We're going to jump down to the cabin room, the engine room first. The engine room is a very important spot to stop between each chapter, during each chapter. We're in chapter 1 here. We want to go down and we'll find these chests full. Each chapter, or between each chapter, they will refill. Just a nice way to have plenty of items on hand in the beginning. Helps it so that we don't need to purchase these ourselves, save gold, or even sell them to make more gold. But in Ether, those are usually pretty rare in any Final Fantasy, or at least in any of the later ones. 10 up. Actually, probably way more like now. Not quite sure when. I have to look back and see when they first started using them, if they were in all the series. I assume. Anyways, now we're going to go to the cabin. But they tend to be, they're a lot more rare than potions. Let's just put it there. It's a statement nobody can argue with. More rare than potions. Alright, this is another important guy we have to talk to.
Our barkeep's a Hypella. No one knows his real name, so everyone just calls him Barkeep. Brother took him in, and now he works aboard the airship.
We take a look at the store. Sell items or accessories if you want. That's obviously, if you played any of them, that's pretty straightforward.
Can I do for you?
But another important thing that we have to do though is rest as well. Just like those treasure chests getting each chapter, we should also rest each chapter. These will help us gain some cutscenes and some more completion.
Go wings! Report to the bridge!
Alright. Then the cutscenes to move the story along. With this addition, I guess I'll just save again, why not? Oh, that was the wrong way to do that actually. Shoot. So we'll save on save 2. Oh well. Sure, you
Treasure
better have
sphere
it
waves,
next time.
they're coming from those ruins they found at Gagazet.
Alright!
With this version of or with this Final Fantasy X-2 here, it is quite easy to overlook and miss a lot of things and then not get your completion where you need it to be at the end. So be aware of that and keep that in mind that you easily can miss things. So check everything.
Silent Guardian of Xanarkand.
This is kind of our first real mission. I mean, we didn't exactly have an option to choose it, but then again, you don't really ever have an option to choose them.
Hey, the rocks are floating! Don't tell me we gotta climb up that thing!
No worries, I'll take you to the top.
If you're like me, that treasure chest is going to bother you. Fortunately, we're spending more time climbing upward, I think. Oh no, never mind, I didn't get to that one.
What's your status? Disasterific is not a word.
There is usually
Disastrous,
one
like the rest of
treasure
Spira.
chest, though, in this area that I forego. It has...
Coming!
Give me a second to tell you what it has. The red, it has something red.
That'd be great!
Coming!
This is why I'm using the official chapter, or official strategy guide, so I am clear about everything. You know, what is that thing called?
Thanks. That was a little close.
Oh, just a red ring. I thought it was red, something else like red fang. Nope, just a red ring. I usually tend
We're
to
here.
skip
Everything's
that.
fine now.
Ah, keep an eye on Rico.
You got it.
Right. Go. The jumping can be a little tricky. It always takes me a moment to get used to it. I'm never perfect. Usually what you can do though is like that, go to the edge, and then just press both the forward or movement button, directional button, and A at the same time. The directional stick and A at the same time. Let's see. So like here. Come on, done with the try. I'm just gonna fall. So I want the treasure chest anyways. yellow ring, climb back up, and I actually hit the time on that. Got it. If not, what I do is I just fall, climb up, do not move.
This way.
At the
Let's
just
find another
at the top, once you're done climbing, then press your jump A button and move directional in the correct direction, which is usually the opposite way you're facing. And then just you should be able to hit the jump. All right. Make sure to do it on 2 this time. There we go. They'll move on me, so I have to maybe keep an eye on that. Hopefully they don't.
Just great.
Think this machina still works?
And down we go. Pretty straightforward
How
here.
safe this is.
Mostly cutscenes, warming you up, getting you ready. You might get into a battle or 2 here or there.
It stopped.
Owie.
What happened? You know, okay?
Things are, disasterific.
Disasterific! I am on my way.
What do you mean?
Hey, just fall. Don't worry about falling to your death. It won't happen. Okay. And then when that comes, you can just get into a jumping frenzy. Go to the west or left here first. You don't have to necessarily do it first, but I do it right off the bat. These things, make sure to steal from these things. Luca gets the steal. I guess just switch the dress spheres to take a turn.
Stand in my way, and I'll cut you down.
Oh. Oh, that's right. Just turn them all in the feet.
Watch out. Items aren't the only thing I can steal.
The chance of getting ethers off of these things, so they're worth not touching at all until you steal from them. They're super weak, or they'll run away, or fly away, or just die with one hit.
Let me take
So,
that.
steal first. You won't always get it, but if you do, hey, you got it. And then they're weak, so you can kill them as the thief anyway, it's no problem.
All right.
Alright, jump up and receive our elixir. So before way we don't go yet. Oh. I'd like to check every nook and cranny sometimes. You never know what little things. I mean, there should
Who's
be,
there?
but the way you just never know.
Look,
Good habitat.
remember that name well, Mouse.
Ah,
I
the
can run into her again.
Whatever do you mean? Ugh,
about amateurs.
Maybe she'll go away if we ignore her.
I heard that. Just as I was saying, amateurs, they have no concept of what it takes to be a true spear hunter.
Amateurs, weren't you following us?
Following? A mere coincidence.
You was right, boss, as always.
Indeed, following them has paid off splendidly.
Laugh while you can. Them again.
Alright. Make sure we get a steal from everything. Team can go back to the warrior.
Enjoy your flight.
Do some attack.
Get your act together!
Power break maybe, but oh well. Okay, and then I want her and the gunner. So this is kind of I can't get her the gunner. I'll never go there then. As a warrior, she'll be strong, so rock that. It's not necessarily bad to have all of the warrior, but just like any one of the Final Fantasy games, it's good to have a variety on your team.
Enjoy your flight. What a nuisance. Get your act together!
Come on, we can do it together. Oh, no, you know, wrong person. Oh, a unit could use it now. Oh, that's a very familiar looking sword for you to be wielding. I'm not keeping up on whose turn it is. The one downfall about the time meter is it can go faster than you can. Oh. That should not happen. Okay, stop. Wow. We're picking on her.
Get your act together!
There we go. A little sloppy there, maybe because I started out as all thieves, but I got installed. Because if you can throw that as an extra little element or a little challenge each turn, it'll pay off immensely.
Let me blow you a kiss.
Well, this is no time for stage fright.
I think I really needed it, but I got it. Alright. now comes, actually, not that it's hard, but I would say the harder part. Although I did have to use 2 Phoenix Downs, which is ridiculous. They make you do this little race here. Yeah, it's a little annoying. It's more so annoying if you haven't mastered the jumping, so I would recommend, if you haven't done it yet, spend a little extra time on how to jump, and that'll help you. Alright. It gives us 6 minutes here, and we do want to go, in a sense, out of our way. There are some areas that are out of our way that will just be helpful for us. Or that'll lead us to special items, I should say. Once you're actually in a battle, the time doesn't go, so feel free to take the time then to steal or do whatever. I'm just kind of moving on. As you saw, I just learned Flame Tongue, so Kane will now automatically move on to the next one. I can go into status and figure out or select which one I want for her to learn next, but I'm just going to let that automatically go on to the next one. A little further here. This is probably, I think, the best one you should get out of everything, the Mega Phoenix. Have it. I love having them. Don't use it. That's like a final boss type thing. Save it for that kind of situation. Here, it'll look better eventually. Alright. Like I said, I want to steal from these dive beaks because I have a chance of getting an ether from them. Plus, I want Yuna on the gunner so she actually starts working that class up. I don't want her leveling up the other ones because it's not what I want. Oh, I have used this.
Let's leave our worries behind
I
and
was
have
thinking
us
I'd
some
never
fun.
used that before. I have. It's just not what I want. Powerful in the festival, but like I said, the gun is what I want to work on. It's more traditional, what I just like to deal with. I got all my stealing done. More. Heck, oh, yeah, they killed it. Shot it too soon.
Don't hold out on me.
Yeah, I think Kane has trouble, just like with flyers, that they don't like to hit them. So watch out to use a warrior, not if you use a warrior.
All yours, Yuna.
Where are you going?
Checking if I have an option.
I will clear a path.
Not quite sure how that works all together. We're just going to escape. We're going to have everyone escape. Do something different for once. I get 2,000 gil for still escaping.
You look a tad flushed. Why not stop to catch your breath?
Hey, that budget grenade. They add up.
It's on the wrist.
Yeah, she's still not what she needs to be in the gunner uniform. So you do have limited time in this race. It gives you a decent amount to be able to move around, but it's still not a whole lot.
We've got bigger fish to fry.
White ring. Come on. There you go. See, like that kind of deal. If it gets tricky. No stress. I don't like going to the right there. I usually am not able. Going to the right, I believe, helps get you to the red ring, which I'm usually just not able to do in time. So I skip it.
Sorry, boss.
I can do this blindfolded.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna go over down there and I'll finally set this straight. I think the reason I dislike the gunner is because it's kind of like her default standard first, like, what they assigned her, I guess. Like, Riku's the thief, we even knew that from the first one. And Pain, it kind of defaults it to the warrior, which I think you kind of need for a party. But yeah, so she ends up being our gunner, but she's the songstress and other things. There's a chest right there. That's the one with the red ring that I usually just tend to not have the time or ability to get over to with jumping and stuff, so I don't go for it. So combo those two did together. The chaining, if you can get it down right, will greatly affect your damage and possibly even slow, well, not possibly, and it will, in a sense, like slow and stun the creature from attacking you because they have frozen their time gauge for a short period while you attack them.
It's out of the wrist.
Yeah, makes everybody a little more happy. She still looks like she's got some darkness or something going on. Oh, that gil must be my total gil I have. I thought that was how much I was getting from each battle for a second. I was like, geez, I'll have money out the wazoo in no time. Star Pendant. That's the one. That is the one that I do want to actually kind of move forward to out of everything that you find out here. The other one will be at the very end if we hit it within the time limit. Boom, first strike down. So normally I would start to look at these right after battle, but because of the time limit, like I said, I'm trying to get up. Again, it's not a hard time limit at all. You still have 3 minutes and I'm basically there.
Don't hold out on me.
this one's really hard to see if you don't know that you need to get right there. Then all the rest hopefully kind of help. And then there it is. You have achieved it if you got here in time. Like I said, I still had, what, almost 3 minutes left. I could have gotten the red ring. I just don't like it. Make sure we're getting 2. Alright, there we go. We, in a sense, beat them to it. And we just leave them hanging. Whoa.
Figures we'd run into something like this.
It comes.
Crap table. Alright. I don't think we're going to kill Boris in one hit. I'll take a remedy. Try to steal a second time. I feel like the bigger creatures you should be able to, but maybe that's something with an ability down the road. Again, everybody's where I want, so I'm not changing them around, which will help them just continue to advance further in that same class. With that said, though, I could change Yuna. But Riku, I want to kind of keep her like that for a minute. And goodbye, Boris.
Found it!
We got it.
It's obvious to the trained eye that spear's just a dud. Perfect for the dull wings.
You win again.
Well, I guess we'll be taking this.
Brother, mission complete.
Brother? He's not with you?
Doop, 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 doop.
He said something about Yuna being in trouble, and he just jumped ship.
And here he is.
He's alive, right? Just leave him there.
Can you analyze the sphere we found?
I'm on it.
Before I even dive into that, let's check quickly with my abilities. Oh, so close on that one. Shit. Oh, definitely want that. Perfect. Thunder. I like the concept, but I don't like Berserk. It has its time and its place. Well, I'm almost halfway, so I'll just forget that. Alright. Now to see what we acquired.
Analysis complete. Want to watch the sphere?
Now I think about it. I really should have gone after I watched the sphere.
I can't believe I actually got a ticket. What a thrill to be able to shake her hand like that.
Think it's worth anything?
It's not very exciting.
Junk.
But we can use it as a dress sphere.
And that's why, because we have the Black Mage sphere now.
Incoming data. Goings to your stations. Hey, how long you plan on lying there?
What is it?
The treasure sphere data you've been dying for. There's at least one on Besaid Island, and another in the Xanarkin ruins.
So, where to?
Alright, now we're kind of starting to have more of the free reign of how to move around and select our hot spots to find the spheres and stuff. Before you leave, you're going to tell me about that. Stars are how easy or hard the mission is. That will be at the location I'm going to. And now I can choose. Go out here by accident. I want to return to the bridge. So I actually don't want to go to either spot. I want to work that dress sphere. And I can add that now to this one. Confirming that later. So at least I have everything. I can change my mind, I can move around. You know what I will do actually? I'm going to rearrange this for that there. Got some powerhouse within almost one step of anywhere. Okay, I like that better. Accessories, things happened. So let's just add these to people. Well, they have some, so they're being used. Sounds very nice. already kind of gets first strike. This is empty. You're not gonna need it. Well, it does actually do some of the extra one. This is what I want. Her, definitely. You don't get silence. You don't get that. Interesting. Oh, it's magic. It's not. I thought that. Oh no, there it is. Yeah. Do a little more damage with each of her attacks. Okay. Now I feel better. I'm going to save the game and call this good for the very beginning intro. And then we'll start to move on to the missions and more of Chapter 1 here. Alright. Thank you very much for watching and have fun playing games.